All right, here we go. Today we have Derrick Grace II. Welcome to Vlad TV.
I appreciate you big time for having me. I've been wanting to be on this platform and have this experience for nearly a decade at this point, so I appreciate it big time.
Wow, thank you, man. Well, you've earned this.
Thank you.
You put in the work, and you've moved units, and you built a strong following and built wealth. And really, when I reached out to you, I'm like, I like what you're doing in terms of financial literacy. Because that's something I've always pushed, like the Vlad stocks and everything else like that. So I definitely had to have you on.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. I'm grateful to be here.
Thank you, man. Well, first time here. I want to start in the beginning. Grew up in Tampa, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Now, your mom is a teacher. But your dad is the feds.
Yeah. Bro, they tease me for that all my childhood. Every year grade school, they was like, don't do nothing around Derrick and Eric. You know they dad the police. You're going to get caught, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
No, your dad's actually Secret Service, right?
Yeah, retired Secret Service now, yeah.
Okay, and he actually served and protected presidents?
Yeah. He has a game room, so when you walk in there, I know for sure Obama, Bush, Michelle Obama. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not big on politics. I don't get into it. So a lot of those guys, I see their faces, but I don't know their names. But yeah, he's protected a number of presidents over the years.
Well, your parents got divorced when you were 1.
Yeah, I was 1 year old when they got divorced, yep.
Okay, when did your dad actually retire from Secret Service?
My dad retired 2017. But he's actually back now. But he doesn't do the Secret Service aspect currently. He does he oversees the artificial intelligence aspect of it. So a lot of times in my teachings, I warn guys to be extremely careful over those jail calls because now they have AI intact that actually picks up on keywords and then it like pings it immediately to the person that oversees the call. And the next thing you know, you got a whole new case, whole new evidence because you said something over a jail call.
Yeah, I've always felt, and I don't know whether this is a conspiracy theory or not, but I've always felt that every single phone call is recorded.
Absolutely.
And stored somewhere. Now, they can't legally use it.
Right.
But with that information, they can then connect the dots and then actually follow you and get you on something. Now, they can't use that as evidence, but they have it in the stash.
Yep.
So, yeah. Okay, so when you were young, you actually remember your dad being active Secret Service.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I was just in Houston the other day, and I remember seeing like 10 Secret Service guys come in this restaurant, and it was the governor of Georgia.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So Secret Service is like, they surrounded the whole area, and they're in the front. And like,
he would tell me stories like he would have to go out days ahead of time to comb the area. Exactly. They got to get up on buildings, make sure they got certain vantage points, check this and check that, like 3 to 7 days ahead of time.
Did you ever talk to your dad about like when Trump got shot? Because that was like a big failure, I felt, with the Secret Service.
Yeah, I did. We had a brief conversation about it. He felt the same way. He felt, even though he's not a fan of Trump, me and him have totally different views when it comes to Trump because I'm a huge fan of Trump. He isn't. But he did say, he did resonate with that. That was a complete failure. And he also felt like it was almost intentional that somebody was even able to get that close and get a shot off at Trump. That somewhere on the inside, there had to be an intentional breakdown.
Oh, like they let the guy climb up there and be like, well.
Right. Oh, well.
If it happens, it happens. Right. Okay, so your parents divorced and you went to go live with your mom?
Yeah, I lived with my mom all the way up until 13, and then me and her were bumping heads continuously, and I went and lived with my dad after that.
Okay, and your mom is a teacher. Yep. Your dad, is a Secret Service, Secret Service guy. So they both have, money. It's a middle class kind of upbringing, but you were getting into a whole bunch of trouble.
Yeah, man, I was an inquisitive child, but sometimes I will admit I was a terrible child. And like in retrospect, as I evolved into a man, and I have my own 10 children now, I can see how like we might have stressed my mom the hell out and just raising boys, because she got nothing but 3 sons. So you got this woman, you got the femininity, and then you got 3 boys who are headstrong and doing their own thing. But yeah, I was with my mom up until 13, went with my dad. And as far as the lifestyle, dad exposed me to a great deal of things, going out of the country. He taught me delayed gratification. He taught me business and things of that nature. But my mom was just really big on the way we articulated ourselves, we carried ourselves as men, and having survival skills. So her tax bracket per se didn't allow her to put me in the places that my dad could. So we would basically, like with mom, it wasn't like the projects, it wasn't bodies outside, but it wasn't where dad lived either. So dad had a more clean, distinguished place. And mom's was a little less because just she didn't have the means that he did to put us up in nice houses and nice neighborhoods.
Well, you started doing a lot of crimes as a kid.
Yeah.
You say you broke into at least 20 cars.
Man, where you get that information from?
I'm the feds, man. I know everything.
That's crazy. Yeah. Man, I was like I said, I was inquisitive. So I was big on I didn't even know the word entrepreneurship back then, but I was just big on doing things on my own. And my dad just stressed manhood, men do this, men do that. So early on, I didn't like asking people for things. So yeah, I would typically go steal certain things and then resell them other places. So me and my older brother, that's how we made money. Early on, I know I was 8 years old when I broke in my first house and my first car.
How many houses do you think you broke into?
I only broke into 2 houses. I was terrified of going to people's houses.
Well, yeah, I mean, breaking into a car is one thing. You go into someone's house, and that might be the last thing you do.
No, absolutely. And we were just wild kids. The house that we broke into, it was our neighbors at that point. Literally, this guy lived 2 doors away. But during the summers, he would travel to wherever he did. And we paid attention to that over the years. So I remember this one summer, we broke in and we literally lived in this guy's house for almost 60 days, like on and off.
Wait. You broke into a guy's house and you lived there for 2 months.
Yeah, man.
Where was you? Like on vacation or something?
Yeah, so like during the summer, I don't know where the guy went. He was just a real quiet guy, real grumpy guy. He never wanted us in his yard, one of those type. But when he left, I know on and off for 60 days, we was damn near living there like it was our house. We in the bed, we eating, drinking, having a ball in this guy's house for 60 days.
Okay. Any arrests happened during this time?
No, so one of the oldest gentlemen that did it with us, he did end up getting investigated for it, but no arrests were made. And I was literally in 3rd grade, so nobody suspected that I would do anything like that.
You were 9 years old, breaking into houses.
Yeah, man, I smoked for the first time, broke in my first car, my first house in 3rd grade. And that's just I just wanted to be like my big brother so bad. I wanted to run my big brother so bad.
Okay, so you graduate high school.
Yep.
And did you think about college during this time?
I did briefly because I didn't necessarily want to, but I did like the benefits and the money that came with what I saw from my dad. So like back then you had to have some form of a degree to get into the sheriff's office. Mm-hmm. My biggest struggle was the PT test. I just couldn't pass that running challenge for anything, right? I took that PT test twice. And they had us run I'm from Tampa, Florida. It's called the Falkenberg Jail. So you got to run around like 1.5 miles within like 11 minutes or something. I quit both times. So that's how I ended up becoming a dispatcher because physically I just didn't have what it took to become an actual deputy. I just couldn't push myself to go that hard.
Right. So you became a 911 dispatcher.
Yep, at 18.